JSA TV, the newsroom for tech and telecom professionals. I'm Dean Perrine, and welcome to JSA TV. With us today, we have Mr. Derek Kalura. Derek is the product manager of usage management for Avotus, and Derek is with us today to talk about unified communications. More specifically, the importance of reporting or usage reporting tools when deploying a unified communications platform. Derek, welcome to JSA TV.
Thank you, Dean.
Derek, let's go ahead and get started. For our viewers that don't already know, why don't you tell them a little bit about enhanced usage reporting for unified communications?
Sure. Avotus EUR, Enhanced Usage Reporting, it's a web-based reporting platform designed to capture, track, and report on unified communications usage. So activities such as voice, video, instant messaging, file transfer sessions can all be monitored. Multiple sites, multiple platforms, Skype, Cisco, Skype for Business, Genband, BroadSoft, even legacy PBX systems can all be captured.
Very good. So, Derek, you mentioned UC and visibility. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about the types of reporting that you can actually do?
Yeah, sure. So here we are with the Avotus desktop. I'm going to switch over to a different tab here. So this is a sample report that we can use to get an indication of all of our unified communication sessions. It's a high-level report. It's really designed to give you summary information, summary data, so a count of sessions. So across all of them, I can see how many video calls, for example, how many voice calls, how many instant message sessions any user may have engaged in. But really what I can do with this is I can take it a step further. With these little quick links at the top of the report, I can jump in. I can start to look at things like the IM detail. So here with this particular report, and again, this is a child report from that previous summary report we were just looking at, I can actually dig down and get into the conversations that have been passing back and forth across this particular system. So I can see the typical things that you would expect to see, date, time, duration. So here we go, back in December, we've got some users indicated here, who was the user. We can even tie in corporate directory information that will really richen the report results. So I can tell you what department or what cost center that user belongs to, what site they're sitting at, but here really is the key part of it. I can tell you that this user was engaged in chat. I can tell you as I scroll this over a little bit, who was the sender, who was the receiver, but more importantly, I can tell you what the actual message content was that was sent back and forth. And again, this is really key from a visibility or security standpoint. If there's any allegations of harassment in an organization, you want to have the ability to do an investigation. With our reports, we have a set of filters, which I'm just accessing right now. And I can quickly and easily go down to my message content. And I can go over here and I can say contains. And I saw a word on the screen there, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and tag that keyword in there and rerun this report. And you'll notice that, instantly, I can effectively filter out those messages. And in a typical environment, you may have hundreds, you may have thousands of instant message conversations going back and forth. And we can actually filter that out. We can look for keywords. We can allow you to do investigations. We can give you that visibility that's really key for any organization to make sure that the phone system, the communication system, the unified communications services that you've rolled out are being used effectively and properly, and that there's no abuse of the equipment. Similarly, I can dig into video calls in the same way. I can see, dates, times, durations, who the users were that were engaging in those video calls. I'm going to scroll it over to the right a little bit here. I can even get an indication if that call was successful or if it failed. And if it failed for any reason, we have further reports that will allow you to dig in and try to determine, what was the cause of that failure. Was it a bandwidth issue? Was it some other problem? We're actually pulling this information directly from the communications platform and allowing you to report that easily, conveniently, in a variety of different formats. And of course, the old standby voice conversations, I can tell you exactly what extensions made or received calls, whether those calls were incoming or outgoing, what the calling line ID was, dates, times, durations. We can even put a charge on it in most cases as well if you're interested in seeing cost allocation. So there's really quite a lot of variety. There's quite a lot of value in the reporting that we provide with our Enhanced Usage Reporting 9 platform.
Excellent, Derek. Now, can you compare that to the built-in reporting that is traditional on a unified communications platform?
Yeah, sure. Many UC platforms either do not provide a built-in suite of reports, or if they do, they are limited, particularly in how far back you can access data. So the Avotus Enhanced Usage Reporting platform can be configured to store years worth of data, which can be crucial in any, for any organization, especially legal, finance, insurance, anything that has a regulatory compliance or an HR investigation requirement from time to time, or any business that's concerned about litigation, where there may be the possibility of a litigation response required. In terms of that, the value of reporting the value of reporting to an organization becomes obvious if it's a target in any kind of a harassment or wrongful dismissal suit.
Very cool. Thank you, Derek. Now, you've mentioned the ability to run ad hoc reports, but let's talk automation. Can you schedule automatic reports? Can you schedule those automatic reports to generate reporting on specific activity?
Yeah, absolutely. Notification is a key feature with our platform. Really with any kind of IT or security type reporting, that visibility angle that I mentioned and spoke about earlier, having the system identify when a circumstance or set of circumstances occurs on your communication platform is a key part of what we can deliver. So instead of going out into the system and running reports and searching for circumstances, you can have, for example, emergency calls, 911 type activity. Whenever that occurs, that can be automatically sent to the IT security desk or the telecom administrator, or even suspicious call activity. So, the concept of fraud prevention, some people will associate that with traditional call accounting. That's something that we can also deliver, is we can look for unusual or out of the ordinary call scenarios. International calls at unusual times of day, or to unusual destinations that aren't part of your organization's day-to-day business. And when those calls occur, our system can actually send you a report and let you know that these calls took place, the evening prior or, very early in the morning. And really, technically, any of the reports on our platform can be turned into what we call notification type reports, where you simply set up the filters, you set up your filter criteria, and the report can notify you via email in a variety of different formats, CSV, PDF, Excel, Word document formats, so that you'll get an indication when the system has captured, whatever it is you might be looking for. If that happens to be a specific set of digits that were dialed, or a specific conversation through instant messaging, or video activity, the system can notify you. Absolutely. Actually, there's a couple more reports. Let me show you.
Very cool.
I've reloaded a couple of reports here, and this is just a simple detail report that I've used to capture 911 activity on a demo system. So again, this particular report, you can run it to screen, you can run it ad hoc, but as we just discussed, automation really is a key for some of these types of features. So I can have the system generated automatically in a variety of different formats, whatever suits my organization best. I can have the system email me whenever a 911 call is captured or identified. It's very handy, particularly because if someone misdials a 911 service, those emergency services have an obligation to phone back to make sure that there isn't a genuine circumstance or emergency taking place. So often they might hit reception or an auto attendant, and then IT or security gets involved. Who made a 911 call? Well, having the reporting side allows you to pull that up and find out and determine if there really was a genuine emergency or not. Similarly, I can pop open a report. I've got this one set up to look at suspicious call activity or exceptional circumstances. And again, whether you want to be on top of any potential fraudulent use of your phone system, your communications network, your unified communications services, reporting can get you there. It can let you see what is taking place on your system at times of day where maybe you or your staff aren't necessarily observing the activity. So the system can notify you. In this case, I've particularly targeted this report to look at calls that are occurring at unusual times of day that are either international or long distance and therefore chargeable. But again, you could set this up to look for particular countries or destinations or digit patterns. There's really quite a lot of variety and flexibility in our reporting platform, meeting different value propositions.
Derek, thank you very much. Now, you mentioned value propositions, and we've heard a lot of those over the last couple of minutes. Why don't you give our viewers a quick recap of Avotus's EUR?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, basically, we feel our product really can provide a lot of value depending on depending on an organization's needs, whether it's the traditional visibility or oversight of telecom usage. Particularly now, as organizations embrace unified communications, what reporting options are there really out there? There's not as many as you may have been used to with your voice platform. So our ability to provide that oversight, compliance, regulatory compliance, even with unified communications, the voice, the video, the instant messaging, file transfers, we feel that's really a key value proposition. And of course, emergency and threat call response, litigation response, suspicious call or fraud prevention, just general telecom reporting. We feel that our product really covers a lot of what any organization might potentially encounter or need from a reporting package.
Outstanding. Derek, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. But for our viewers who want to learn more about Avotus and about enhanced usage reporting, where should they go?
Yeah, and again, thank you. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to talk about the product today. For anyone out there that's interested in learning a little bit more about our reporting platform, our enhanced usage reporting, our EUR9 product, please, by all means, visit www.avotus.com. It's AVOTUS.com. Get all the information you need there. Contact our sales, and we can even arrange a product demonstration for you. Thank you.
Outstanding, Derek. Thank you very much again for joining us, and thank you, viewers, for watching.